Welcome to episode 8 of the Carving for Absolute Beginners. And one thing I wanted to cover off with everybody is something that I don't see talked about a lot, but you've carved up your piece, and especially as a beginner, your knife may not be super sharp. Hopefully you've learned how to sharpen your knife by this point of the Absolute Beginner series, but sometimes you end up with some ugly spots and you think to yourself, you know what, I'll just sand it and then I'll, either stain it or paint it. But here's the thing that doesn't get talked about a lot. If you start sanding a piece of wood, and as I do this, sand gets embedded in the wood. When you decide to sand, be sure that you're done carving. If I start getting my knife and carving this, we know that there is sand in here, ever so lightly. There's sand in this wood. I start carving it, I might as well start doing this. So you, as you start carving something you've already sanded, are effectively dulling your knife. If you are seeing something that you want to fix and you know you're going to be carving more, invest in a set of little mini files. This is just pure metal and it's taking the wood away, and you're not getting this embedded in the wood. So if you are somebody who touches things up as you're carving, get files. Don't sand until you're done carving. Once you've sanded, live with it. There's no rinsing this out. It's embedded in the wood. And I am super guilty of this and have been in the beginning, and I was really hung up on it. Stop thinking you're going to get it perfect from one side to the other. You are not a machine. It will be slight variance. The idea is to get them very close. One trick to getting close is make a cut on one side of your carving and then repeat the cut on the other side. What can happen easily, and what I'm absolutely guilty of, is I'll start working on something like this eyeball here. And I get in here, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna carve this, right? So this is effectively one cut, right? I've gotten in here, I'm getting the depth. I could easily go over the other side and should do it on that side. But what I found myself doing, I move on too many steps. Is just in this one eyeball, I have moved ahead like 3 steps. Now I'm coming over to this side, so I was like, oh, I'll start carving the eyeball. It's like, oh, no, I forgot. First, I have to try and get it flat. That's what I did first, yeah. And I'm sure you've done it. You've carved so far ahead on one side that you're gonna miss steps, or it's not gonna line up the same. So if you're carving the depth of the corner, like the corner of the eye, once you've got that, before you start thinking about the next one, do it on the other side. Then when you start shaping the eye on this side, do it on the other side. Do both, back and forth, back and forth. And that applies to everything. So the secret here is to get close symmetry, you have to go one side, then the other side. Another thing that is routinely done is people giving up when things get hard or things break. Carving my ear and I slice it right off. It's like, don't give up. I have options here, right? We've talked about letting the wood lead, and this is clearly a Dave messed up error, but it's not the end of the world. I have options here. One is I could look at this and say, all right, it's clearly not a cat with big ears anymore. What is it? And I turn it into an alien, or I turn it into, a cat with the ears pinned back, or simply enough, I figure out how this piece went back on here. Like, where did I mess it up? Sometimes gloves are not your friend. If needed, grab a pencil and make a line where it should go. Just a reference point for yourself. I use this really high-end glue that I buy from the dollar store. I like the little tubes personally. Put it on there. Then I find out where my mark is. I go, there it is. I put it on here. I line my marks up. Line your marks up. Hold it steady for a second. Make sure you put the cap back on there so it comes to save you for another day. Okay. Wait 30 seconds to a minute, that'll be dry, and then you can start carving again. And that was done real time. Okay. And I have had to glue things on more times than I can count. But my point is, don't give up because you pop something off. Like, you just watch me fix this ear, and you can adapt, you can change your model, you can glue things back on. So don't let that stop you from what is the next part, which is challenging yourself. It's very easy to say, oh, I carve, I like carving gnomes, and I like carve, because I don't have to do eyes, and I'm guilty of this. I'm talking from firsthand experience. It's easy for me to carve gnomes. They look nice. I've kind of got it down to an art, and you could always just carve gnomes or spoons or whatever your thing is. But I personally believe that you should get out of your comfort zone. So challenge yourself in every carving you do to do something different or new. Whether that's a different type of cut. This time I'm going to work on the eyes. This time I'm going to make my nose look realistic. This time I'm going to do a better job with shaving. This time I'm going to try a gouge. I'm going to find a reason to use my gouge on here, or a V-tool, or some new tool, or a new type of stain. Keep yourself challenged and growing. And the more you challenge yourself, just like the very first time you carved, that first gnome you carved or the first spoon you carved probably wasn't great. You're on your 20th now, and you're like, you know what, these are actually looking pretty good, and you've got it down to an art. That doesn't come naturally. That comes through experience and practice. Well, if you're not practicing new things, you're not going to learn that skill, and it'll come in handy. And a new thing might be break something off and glue it back on, because learning how to reattach things is very important. Learning how to drill a hole through something is very important, right? Inevitably, because you're going to want to expand and start doing things. These aren't glued on right now, so the golf club looks a little whacked, but drilling holes through things, right? There's a skill. I have not mastered it yet, but I keep making a point of trying it, right? I'm not great at ears. I keep trying to, I keep trying ears, my hands, right? This piece is quite rough. In the future, I'll look at it and go, wow, man. But right now, I'm pretty pleased with the progress that I've made on this. And I will continue to do this type of thing so that I get better and better at drilling holes. But what I have gotten really good at is fixing things. And when I did my sharks and I attached the fins, when I did my Viking and I attached the horns, these are all things that started with being able to fix things I broke off. So challenge yourself. It's very important for your growth.